Alright, Kahalal, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakak Wadash, double honors unto the apostles of GMS who rule well, who I learned the truth from, and salutations unto Akyam and few Akwath that take heed. Okay, this is just a quick lesson I wanted to bring out, more so for the new brothers coming in, or new brothers in, alright, into the ministry, into the fold. Something that was read on the highways last week, Saturday, the parable of the sower. So I'm going to get into it right away. This is Matthew 13 and 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. And it says, when anyone heareth the word of the kingdom and understandeth it not, then cometh the wicked one and carrieth, or catcheth away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which received seed by the wayside. All right, and again, this scenario happens a lot. Someone might come up and they they're looking at the signs and they're hearing what we're saying, but they don't perceive it, they don't understand it, right? And the guy's woman might come and pull him away, say let's go, or a situation might happen and whatever, right? Verse 20, but he that received the seed into stony places, the same as he that heareth the word, and anon with joy receiveth it. Right? So this is a person that received the word. He understands it to a degree. And basically, he's rolling with it. But he really does not truly receive it, because you have to fully be rooted. And to be rooted, you have to start from the complete fundamentals and basics, which you know how 2/3 are. Jake, they don't like starting with the basics. They don't want to learn the fundamentals. Any skill you ask a Jake nowadays, especially like, yeah, your ball players, your boxers, or MMA fighters. They see Jake doing great things on there, and like a guy like Kobe, for example, right? He's a very dedicated dude, man. He would be, I believe, I'm not sure the exact time, but an hour before the game, he would be there practicing, practicing his 3-pointers, his 2-point, all that shit, his free throws, everything, right? Just footwork, agility drills. He'd be practicing, and people would ask him, why the hell are you practicing before the game? Like that, like so, like dedicated, man. And he said, well, basically, yo, man, I'm going out there and I'm facing you, so I got to be better than you, and to be better, you got to dedicate yourself to your craft, man, right? You got to dedicate yourself to your craft. That's another thing. Like Mayweather, he, as flamboyant and cocky and arrogant, whatever you want to call him, the real Mayweather is a dedicated, passionate person about his craft, which is boxing, and he's in there putting in the work. And a lot of people misconstrue what they see on TV or what they see on his Instagram, or which is just mind games to throw you off into doing what you do, which is call him a bum, call him, cocky, proud, whatever. But guess what? He's putting in the work. And fighters see that, and they think they can just throw some flashy shit without getting the fundamentals, the rudiments, and they can do that. No, you cannot. You cannot. There's literally a plateau. There's a physical border. Okay? You're telling me you step inside a Muay Thai gym or a boxing gym first time, and you don't know how to wrap your hands even with hand wraps. You don't know what guard to even stand in, because if you're left or right-handed, it's two different things, right? But you want to go in there and throw a high kick and, throw a side kick, fucking throw a hook and knock someone out. When you don't even know the basics, the rudiments, the fundamentals, right? To excel to that next level, man. So again, to really get this word, you have to throw away everything that you knew in the world. And you have to take upon this word and get it from its prime state, from the fundamentals, man. If you're trying to figure out right away breakdowns in Revelations 11, Daniel 7, 2 Ezra 11, but someone comes up to you and asks, oh, hell isn't real, well, how does that go, or fucking, reincarnation isn't real, prove it, or the Virgin Mary wasn't a virgin, prove it. And you're there scratching your head, bring out 1, 2 scriptures, and you don't fully know those basic things. Okay, that's a problem, right? So same thing. Verse 21, yet hath he no root in himself, but dureth for a while. For when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he's offended. So meaning, if you got a guy that's so-called in this word, he might be in this word for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, and again, he's not fully rooted, and we've seen those situations happen many, many, many times, because a person thinks they're rooted into this word, and right, they think they're rooted into this word, but they forget the fundamentals, or they never learn them. And then when they're on a high level, they're a teacher now, they're doing videos, they're speaking, they're actually instructing people on the highways, which is, by the way, brothers, is not a light thing. To even be in the highways and to be a teacher, think about it, and to deal with people, anyone, you don't know these people, this is not scripted, this is not, oh, hey, this guy's going to come up at this time and he's going to ask you this question. No, it's literally a shot out of a cannon. You don't know what the hell is going to happen, but you're ready, you're on point, you're sharp. These are things that comes from knowing the fundamentals. If you do not know the fundamentals, how will you deal with these people? You will get embarrassed, man. That's why do you think it's a study to show that self-approved, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. You have to, you can't just even bring out any precept. That's what rightly dividing the word of truth means. Rightly means it has to be the right precept. The man has, again, a very fundamental example is someone comes up, and it's like I'm sick, but someone comes up and they ask, the thing about hell. You bring out one scripture, then you call for a precept, and it's not the right precept, and it's and what happens? The best way I could put it is, what ends up happening is you got a melody out of tune. Okay, and a melody out of tune, man. Hey man, if you got brothers, man, over, you guys are enjoying yourself, you're drinking yayan, you're drinking your wine, you got your food, and you got your tune on, and then the tune goes out of tune. It completely just, whoa, it completely just throws everyone off. Hey, like them movies, them comedy movies where the jam is going, everyone's partying, everyone's having a good time, and then all of a sudden the music gets cut, and everyone just stops, and they look at the DJ. Well, everyone's looking at you. You're the DJ, so to speak. You're controlling the tune. You're the you got your so-called what's the word, the composer. All right, you got this, you got 2, 3 brothers reading for you, brother, get this scripture, get that. You're breaking things down, but then you don't bring out the right precept, you don't call for the right precept, and vice versa. Brothers who also read, your job is not to just stand there and read. Your job is to listen, perceive. Oh, he's going into this. I know this precept, and you don't even tell him, do you want it? You bring it out. You ask him, I got this precept for you brothers, man. That's how we would roll. I remember when I used to read for the head. I used to just, I'm gonna tell you what I used to do. He would call for scripture, I would bring it, and then whatever he's going into, or if he's dealing with someone, I know he has to deal with someone. Maybe he can't fully remember everything at that moment because he's dealing with someone. That part, we're all just men. We're not supermen yet. But he may be dealing with someone, and I know, his brain's not 100% sharp as if it would be if he was just speaking, to the camera or whatever, instructing. But he has to combat certain things that the person says. So as the person talks about those things, I say, okay, I got that scripture, cut it. Bring it out. Don't just stand there, man. I'm just gonna wait till he calls for a scripture, man. You gotta be If you're a reader, you got to be the best reader you can be. If you're a speaker, you got to be the best speaker you can be. If you're a post holder, goddamn, you be the best poster holder you can be. You know, listen for the subjects being spoken about. Bring out the poster man, the cameraman. You know, move the camera. You know what I mean? Don't think of all these things as, oh, he has a higher position, he has this, that, and the other. You're all one mechanical body, so to speak, right? The engine doesn't say I'm the most important, because guess what? If there's no brakes, what good is a car? You know, you have your transmission, spark plugs, right? Things you don't really think of, but can affect your whole fucking ride, right? It's like, the oil, the engine is big and bad, but what about the oil? What about the oil change? You know, you don't change the oil on the end, you know, for your car, that bitch is gonna break down, right? So again, so again, when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he's offended, man. So he did not get the rudiments, the basics, the fundamentals. So when a situation like that arises where something happens, he just says fuck it, because he truly did not get the fundamentals. And the fundamentals, part of the fundamentals is like apostle, starting from the apostles, man. Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Arimlab, Raka, and the elders and the great men on down. They've been telling you this is bitter, more than sweet, right? This thing is more bitter than sweet. So it's lucky. So you gotta put that in your mind. Oh, I'm catching too much help. Well, you were warned. Okay. Verse 22. He also that receives seed among the thorns is he that heareth the word. All right. Again, a brother that learns it. And the care of this world and the deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and he becometh unfruitful. Okay. So you see, again, this is a man that came in, but he was deceived. You know, guys are looking around saying, man, my life, what am I doing with my life? You know, not to be funny, but hey, listen, we all get those thoughts from time to time. We're men, we're in the flesh, man. You know, you're telling me, a 26-year-old man, you know, we're nothing in this world, man. Brothers are 30, 35, 40. You have brothers on all kinds of spectrums, coming from all kinds of spectrums. Brothers who are business owners, brothers who are on welfare. You know, you got all kinds of ultimatums, man. But guess what? If you're in this ministry, this is the most important thing you could be doing with your life. Doesn't matter what the hell you did in the world, man. Because the fashion of this world passeth away. This world is passing away, man. You know, you want to be prepared for the next world that's coming, right? It says, but he that received seed into the good ground is he that heareth the word and understandeth it, which also beareth fruit and bringeth forth some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. And this is brothers that are doing the good work. You know, they spread the truth, and then, you know, through their teachings and through them prophesying, they get fruit. They get a fish, so to speak. You know, because we are fishermen, right? And I'm going to read just the point I wanted. This is Matthew 13:5. Some fell upon stony places where they had not much earth, and forthwith they sprung up, because they had no deepness of earth. And when the sun was up, they were scorched, and because they had no root, they withered away. Now, this is the point that this brother Gabar, he brought out, that if you have a plant, you can overwater the plant, it can die. You can, of course, underwater the plant, and it dies. It withers away. You have to plant it in good, fertile, nutritious soil. You can't just plant it in fucking, you know, like the rose that grew from the concrete. You can't plant it in stone, or right. So this scorch, the sun, that's really the test from the Lord, the trial from the Lord. I'm going to get this scripture to prove this. Is Sirach 4:11, the Apocrypha. Wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. It says, he that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy. And it's true, man, because if you talk to these people in the world, man, they're completely bugged the hell out, man. They cannot tell you anything. And these people in the world are completely bugged out, man. You know, you try to ask them for like advice or some shit. They don't have no knowledge, man, no wisdom. They're basing their shit off their experiences, and their experiences are most likely wicked. Okay? Their experiences are most likely wicked as hell. Their foundation is not Yahushai, our rock. So what are you gonna get from it? Wickedness. The knowledge of wickedness. And the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Right? Verse 13, he that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory. And that means strong. And did not the Lord Yahushua say, hold that fast which thou hast? Right? That you may overcome. And wheresoever she entereth, the Lord will bless. They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One, and them that love her, the Lord doth love. See? Verse 15, whoso giveth ear unto her shall judge the nations, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. Right? If a man commit himself unto her, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession. Right? And slack it. This is verse 17, the point. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways, and bring fear and dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul, and try him by her laws. And this is the exact deal. This is the exact deal of what happens when you come in this word. The Most High tries you. And again, if you're not rooted, you know, the winds are coming and blowing you. If your house is not built upon good ground, upon sand, you're going to get blown away. Right? Because you're not rooted. And that sun, which is that tribulation, the trial, the experiments the Lord is putting upon you, is going to burn you up. Does not say, we just read, it shall torment him. Right? Then verse 18, then will she return the straight way unto him, and comfort him, and show him her secrets. And then you're going to get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and you're going to get the comfort. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin. Right? And I want to end it off on there. Salakia. The whole brothers were edified and fed. I want to say Kar Halal, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakwadah. Double honors unto the apostles of GMS, who do rule well, who I learned the truth from, and salutations unto you brothers and you few sisters that do take heed. Until next time, Shalom.